They say the ocean never keeps a secret. But what if the waves whisper a name only she remembers? At the very edge of a forgotten cliff, where the winds howl like ghosts and no birds dare fly, a mysterious woman with wings appears at dusk, silent, still, and heartbreakingly beautiful. Locals call her a legend. He called her destiny, but no one knew what she truly was, until one man dared to follow her gaze beyond the edge. If you're ready for a story that blends supernatural romance, eerie secrets, and a cliffside mystery that will haunt your thoughts, don't forget to like, comment your theories below, and subscribe for more breathtaking tales of the unknown. Turn on the bell, because the next mystery may be darker than this one. They said the cliff had a song of its own, one only the lost could hear. Perched above a restless sea and cloaked in mist, the wind there didn't howl, it whispered. And at sunset, if you stood quietly enough, you might see her. Julian Matthews had no intention of chasing legends. He was a city photographer with a fading career, a backpack full of lenses, and a broken engagement behind him. When he arrived in the coastal village of Bremer to photograph storms and solitude, he was seeking stillness, closure, not the supernatural. But on the very first evening, just as the sun dipped below the jagged horizon, his lens caught something impossible. A figure, standing on the cliff's edge, long dark hair flowing behind her, draped in a translucent gown that moved with the breeze as if stitched by air itself. And wings, faint, feathered, luminous against the dying light. At first, he believed it was a trick of the wind or some village girl playing a game. But when he returned the next evening, she was there again. Same spot, same silence. The villagers warned him not to go near her. She only appears to those the sea has claimed, one old man muttered at the inn, or plans to. But Julian was drawn to her, inexplicably, like the pull of a tide beneath the surface of reason. He returned each night, observing, photographing, watching the way she never turned her head, never blinked, just stood, as though waiting, until the fourth night when she looked directly at him. Her eyes weren't haunting. They were human, sad, as if she had seen too much and remembered it all. She didn't speak, but Julian stepped closer than he ever had before. The moment felt sacred. The air stilled. The waves below stopped crashing. And then, with the softest voice, she whispered, "Don't fall." He stumbled back, not from the warning, but from the way her voice stirred something ancient inside him. Memories he didn't recognize, dreams he never had, as if they had met before. Compelled, Julian asked the villagers for her name. None knew. They only called her the Watcher of the Wind. Some believed she was the ghost of a woman who leapt from the cliffs after losing her lover to the sea. Others thought she was a guardian, an angel in mourning. But Julian didn't believe in ghosts or angels. What he did believe in was obsession. By the seventh night, he spoke to her again. This time, she answered with a story, in fragments. She spoke of stars, of a promise, of a man who had once waited for her in another lifetime. She never said she was human, but she never said she wasn't. Each night, the air between them grew more intimate. A connection bloomed not in words, but in silence. Julian began to wonder, was he falling in love with a memory? Or was she becoming real because he remembered her? But on the 10th night, she didn't appear. The cliff was empty. The wind was cold. And for the first time, Julian felt fear. Then came the storm. Rain lashed the earth. Thunder shook the bones of the village. And as lightning cleaved the sky in two, Julian ran to the cliff, heart racing, not to photograph, but to find her. She stood there, soaked in rain but untouched by it. Her wings flared wide, now fully visible, and her eyes no longer human. They shimmered, reflecting the storm, the sea, the stars. She whispered one last time, I waited for you. Will you follow me now? And Julian stepped forward. They say no one saw him again. Only his camera, found days later, dry and untouched, resting on the wet rocks facing the sea. But the villagers say, if you go to that cliff at sunset, and the wind is soft enough, you might see two figures now, standing side by side, her wings outstretched, and his hand in hers.